What's good? Y'all know who it is and y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matthew Shack live here in Los Angeles. And welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're clicking the notification bell. Make sure you staying on top of this because we gonna lace y'all with this hot lava over here. I spent last night, man, after I saw Golden State just blowing out. I mean, just blowing out Utah, blowing out the Utah Jazz. I like competitive sports more than anything. And if I see a team is just getting blasted, I lose interest. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check out this USFL. And I watched a couple of games on the USFL, New Jersey Generals and Birmingham or whatever, man, whatever the name of the teams are. And I'm like, here we go again, dog, with the USFL, XFL stuff. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I was entertained because it was football, not because it was USFL. I was entertained because it was just some football being played in spring. So, is the XFL and USFL, is it going to work, man? Is spring football, spring semi-professional or professional, however they're grading it, is it going to work? And it's failed so many times, man. The NFL is so strong of a corporation. It's so strong of an entity that nothing sticks, man, because the NFL, the fandom in the NFL is just it's too broad, it's too strong. The league is over 100 years old. Um, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work out, man. But here's the thing. I remember the original USFL, man, back in the 80s. Original USFL started off good. You had Herschel Walker. You had Donald Trump before he was President Trump and all that stuff. And it was good maybe the first year. After that, it started falling off. Same thing with the XFL. They've relaunched the XFL two or three times. They've launched USFL. I was surprised that the first time they launched the USFL was in 1945. So this is like the fourth time they've done it. And even though those old teams, you're seeing the names, they're not affiliated with the old USFL. So my question is, are you guys going to support it? See, everybody I know has a professional football team. I don't care what team it is. You have a team that you are a part of, a fandom. Are you going to pick a USFL team? Are you going to pick an XFL team? Because if you're not, that's why it's not going to work. Because you have to have fans that are going to be willing to put stickers on their cars. You got to have fans that's going to be putting flags on their cars. You got to have fans that's going to be buying a jersey. You got to have fans that's going to be walking around with a hat. I ain't seen anybody at all rocking anything USFL. I haven't seen anybody rocking anything that's XFL. But here's the key. The USFL is owned by Fox Sports. Fox Sports, they got billions and billions of dollars to force feed this situation. The XFL is owned by Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his ex-wife, Danny Garcia, or Danny Garcia, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Um, Rock got paper. Rock don't got Fox paper. Fox just sold their whole movie division for billions to Disney. So they got the money. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. As far as the play was concerned, hey man, it was sloppy. College is a lot more organized than that. You had a lot of dudes out there that just you could just see that they're not NFL material. But then you see some guys that you say, hey man, maybe this guy could be on the punt team. Maybe this guy could be a gunner on a professional football team. Maybe this guy can actually come in and nickel coverage on third down and do some shit. That's what it was, dog. But the question is, are you going to pick an XFL team? Or are you going to pick a USFL team? Or are you going to pick both? Hey, that's what it is. That's what it's about. As far as USFL is concerned, for me, hey man, I was an Oakland Invaders fan. They don't got the Oakland Invaders. They only have 8 teams. USFL 8 teams, XFL 8 teams. Now, what The Rock and his ex-wife are going to do is that they're going to try to solicit and talk to the agents of these players and get a head start on the USFL, because it's an arms race at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anything else. Stockpile weapons, man. If we can get enough marquee guys in our league where people want to see them, we get dynamic players, on that level to be in this league versus that league, who's going to wind up being on top. That's how the NFL happened. When the AFL and the NFL merged in 1968, I think it was 1968 or 1969, it's because the AFL was, they were pulling big time stars like Joe Namath. They were pulling big time stars. Okay. And the NFL, that's why they said, you know what, we need to come together in 1966, come together and have an AFL NFL championship game. Did it in 1966, did it again in 1967, 68, and then 69, they changed the name to the Super Bowl, merged. Maybe the XFL and the USFL will merge. We'll soon see. But as of now, it's just something to watch because nothing else is on. All right, man. Love all y'all out there, man. Matthew Shack Unfiltered.